Hi Scorpio, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember, these are general readings, but they are for your sun, moon, and ascendant sign. If you, before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path. Ooh, to your highest vibrational good. So if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you, and if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. For your key to the week this week, you've got the judgment card, the justice card. So this card, obviously, it can represent justice, legal matters and proceedings, absolutely. But it really is a card of commitment. This is where we really sort of put pen to paper and say, I am committing to this. This is what I'm tying myself to. This is what I'm choosing to be a part of. So in all of these different areas of life this week, you are really getting committed in some regard. So for your actions and options this week, you've got the Chariot card. So not only are you committed to success, but you're also committed to personal development and self-advancement. What this also tells me as well is this week you are very likely to have an experience where you can see how far you've come. It's like you're looking at yourself through new eyes and really kind of taking stock of yourself, your past, your history, to say like, holy crap, I don't even recognize myself anymore. Whether that's for good or for ill will obviously be down to you and your personal circumstances. It is the Chariot card, so I'm going to say this is likely to be in a really good way. But it's like you're committed to success this week. You're committed to your self-development and your self-advancement. And I think this is because of a realization that you have. Now, what I will also say is, this may or may not, right? This may show up in the sense that you're looking at this from a viewpoint where you say to yourself like, oh, okay, like the reason that this thing has happened is to remind me of how far I've come, is to give me the heads up of how far I've sort of, been able to maneuver in my life. When it comes to those of you that when it comes to the options that are available to you this week, there is an option for you to either release or relinquish some element of yourself that no longer works for you. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Sun card. What more could you ask for? I mean, look, right? Communications are blessed this week, right? Yes, even with a Mercury retrograde in the sky. What this means is you have a free pass, right? It doesn't mean that you can act like a douche and say whatever you want to people without any consequences, but what it does mean is that communication is easy, it flows, it soothes, right? There's harmony here to be found in the Sun card. There is also, with the Sun card, blessings to be found. So in the career or the academic sphere, this could be some really very welcome news, especially in regards to things that you've already set into motion or worked quite hard on. Now, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, that's a work placement. A work placement, a gap year. This is you committed to whatever that is, and it's like, when you reach that point with your studies where you're like, I fucking love this, and you're just so into it that you can't help but smile and be happy and engaged in all of it, right? I love this for you. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, this is you committed to having the best time that you can at work. It's also you committed to taking that self-development that you're doing and applying it directly to the work that you do. So I love this. There's an element of this where it's like leading by example. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, same kind of energy, right? And with the Chariot card and the Sun card, this is very likely either some form of travel or at least interaction with the Middle East. I wouldn't be surprised, if you are connecting with people in the Latin-speaking countries, specifically Spain, Portugal, some parts of southern France, and maybe Italy. And for others of you, you. This could literally be places like Dubai, Morocco, Saudi Arabia, all of those kinds of energies, right? So if you have a business that has some form of international potential, those would be really good places for you to consider at this time. When it comes to your so when it comes to those of you that are retired and no longer working, enjoy the week. Just enjoy it. Kick back, do whatever you possibly can to just enjoy your time, right? Then you've got the High Priestess in your love and relations. And so what this tells me, I mean, when it comes to relationships and your home life, actually, Scorpios are very private people anyway. But with this High Priestess card, it does kind of tell me that there are going to be some things that evolve this week. There's going to be something that is shared with you or by you. It could be like a... Sorry, energy shift, right. Especially because you've got this with the Sun card. So there's something that is illuminated to you in your relationship. It might even be this realization that you have on a personal level that you share with a partner, right? So you're divulging something, and in doing so, it actually strengthens the relationship because it's like, I know the inside secret, right? Me and my partner know this about each other, or we share this thing together, right? Now, on top of that, the High Priestess is the opposite to the Justice card, right? This is external, she is internal. What this also means is that the intuitions that you have about your partner are probably correct. Just because we know something intuitively, spiritually, psychically, does not give us license to snoop, right? Whatever your partner or your person has to tell you or to share with you, let them bring it to you. All right. This is one of those times where keeping your mouth shut, sitting on your hands, not doing anything, let them come to you. This could be an unusual sex request. It could be, you know what, I want us to go on holiday to the Middle East or to, you know, Europe in some regard. This could also be, because it's the High Priestess, so it's something that's hidden that's coming to light, right? And with the Justice card, this could be, I want us to renew our vows, right? There's so many ways that this could show up. It's not always going to be in the way that you kind of expect, but you got to let them come to you with it rather than kind of, oh, well, I know something is up or whatever, and so I'm going to dig and dig and dig until I get an answer. It's not the way forward. For those of you that are single and looking, I've got to say it does look like a little bit of a clandestine affair, darling. A little something that's going on behind the scenes that nobody is aware of. But look, with the Justice card here, this may be that you're feeling, or maybe you move into a space this week where you actually are ready to commit. So let me know. All right, let me know how that shows up or shapes up for you. For your love, money and materials, even, you've got the Two of Cups. Interestingly enough, this combination can speak to an engagement, like an actual, shall we go for it, right? So if you're planning an engagement party, that's wonderful. It could also be that a financial partnership is on the horizon for you. And I gotta say, this is one that I would totally be in for. Because of the mix of cards, it's a really strong one, right? I love this. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, specifically your kidneys, if I'm not a doctor, can't give you medical advice, this is not a diagnosis, but if you're having problems or issues with your kidneys, it's something that you're drinking or it's something that you're taking. Go and get a proper, I don't know what they call it, because toxicology, isn't toxicology when they do the report on the cadavers? Or is it the same thing if you're alive? I don't know. But if you can get one of those, I would do so, because it looks like something that you're ingesting, something that you're eating or drinking or something that you're taking, maybe a form of medicine, etc., seems to be potentially causing a problem or an issue with your kidneys. All right. Now, when it comes to your physical health, like kale, I wasn't even aware that if apparently you're not supposed to eat kale every day because it has an adverse reaction on some parts of your body. Didn't know that. When it comes to your home and environment, this is really harmony coming into the home. I love this for relationship stuff. In fact, this whole week for relationships, again, let them come to you, right? Don't sort of dig and dig and dig, because they will come, right? But, you know, sometimes just because you're digging, somebody will resist because it's like, fuck you, I'll tell you in my own time, not when you tell me I have to. So, you know, watch out for that. Worth mentioning, on the 18th of the month, my enrollment for my next tarot course opens. It will be the last one that I teach this year because I've got other courses that I want to bring you this year. Some really exciting developments in the background. It is it's going to be open from the 18th to the 30th of the month, after which it will close. And there are only 20 spaces. Remember, I take a very small group so that I can give you as much individual attention as possible. With that said, let me know in the comments how all of this shapes up. I think it's going to be a great week. With that said, take care and I'll see you soon.